Diane Lee from Teach Pre-K, and I've been getting ready for school to start, and I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial on how to make your own little cubby name strips. Um, I decided on these little dinosaur heads, and this is just like a little sample of mine. What you will need is you will need a current version of Microsoft PowerPoint for this tutorial. I work on a Mac, and I have discovered that even from Mac to Mac, everybody's edition of Microsoft PowerPoint is just a little bit different. So I'm going to tell you how mine works, but you might have to do a little tweaking and exploring on your own on some of these little setup things. But I'm going to get ready to share my screen with you, and I hope this is helpful. Hey, we're back. First thing I'm going to show you is we're going to go into Teachers Pay Teachers. I know that I need a font, some cute clip art, and I need a background paper because that's what makes it have that cute look, like I've printed it on really cute paper. So I'm going to go here first in my search bar on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I am going to search for background papers. And I'm going to go over here where it says sort. I don't want relevance. I want ascending price, so all the free stuff is at the top. This is super cute. I love Two Smart Chicks. I love polka dots. This is the one I want. So I'm going to click on that. Click over here on download. And we should see up here this little pink bar. That has just been downloaded. Now I want a super simple print font, and the one that I showed you earlier is KG Red Hands. Now this is already loaded onto my computer. So this is what might happen. You load the font. If you have a Mac, you're going to have to make sure everything's closed out and you open your font book. This will not work with Word or PowerPoint until you have quit those. And so just before you try to load the font, make sure that you quit all those programs, load the font, and then you can reopen those programs and your font will be loaded. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It was really frustrating to me the first few times. So I'm going to look up KG Red Hands. I don't want the bulletin board letters. I don't want the digital letters. I just want this font for personal use because it is free. Now, I use her stuff for commercial use. So I bought her font bundle of all of her fonts a long time ago, loaded them up on my computer so I have all of them to choose from because I use them commercially. But if you're just making this for your classroom, go ahead and get the free edition and you are good to go. But if you ever choose to sell anything, you got to buy a license. Okay, then I'm going to go over here and I want cute, colorful animals clip art because I want to add a cute little animal, and I'm going to go back to this sort. And I want ascending price because I want to do this 100% for free. Then I'm just going to scroll through, until I find something I like. These are stinking adorable. Look at how cute those are. Those are from Rainbow Sprinkle Studios. I use a lot of her stuff. I think they're super cute. So same thing, I'm pulling this up. I'm going to download that. And like I said, I've already downloaded the font, so I didn't download that because I've already got it. Okay, so now I know I have got my font, I've got my background paper, and I've got my cute little animals just to add that really, really cute touch. Okay, now I'm going to open up PowerPoint. Mine is always in my bottom taskbar. So I'm just going to go to it, and I'm going to go to File, New Presentation, because I am starting something new. Now, when you pull up a new presentation, and I don't know why it does this, but it always has this click to add title and subtitle. I'm sure there's a way I can get rid of it, but I haven't taken the time to figure that out. But I don't want that there, so I'm going to go to Layout, pick blank, and it took all that away. Then I'm going to go to File, Page Setup, and I want to make this 8.5 by 11. So you can see width is highlighted, and I'm going to type in 8.5, and height I want it to be 11. I'm going to hit OK. Now it comes up, would you like to scale content up or down? I want to scale it up. All right, so now I have my 8.5 by 11 blank piece of paper, but I want to put my cute background paper on it. So I'm going to go up to Format, Slide Background. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on Picture or Texture Fill. Go to Insert. I'm going to go to my download files because I just downloaded that cute background paper. No, that was not it. Let's see. Freebie right here. Okay. And I think I've got these narwhals. They're adorable. I want this to be blue. So I'm going to pick the blue, click Insert. And so now I've got these blue dots on here. And over the years, I have found that I can fit 4 name strips perfectly on this piece of paper. So I'm going to go up to Insert, and I'm going to insert a table. And the number of columns it's going to have will be 1. And the number of rows it's going to have will be 4. I'm going to insert that and see I've got this table. Now, this little thing right here is the thickness and the type of my line. I want a straight line, but I was working on something earlier and I do not want that 6-point line. I want maybe a 1 because I just want it as a guide for me to cut. So then I'll go to Borders and I'll say all borders. And so now my black line is on all the borders, but I don't want any of this blue. So I'm going to go to Shading and No Fill. So now it is transparent. And I'm going to stretch this as big as my paper. So I'm just going to take, do you see these little squares right here? I'm just going to take it till I get that double arrow and I'm going to pull it to the end. So now my table, if I click off of it, you can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strips. Okay, I know that my length of my paper is 11 inches. So I'm thinking 4 strips divided into 11. I know 4 goes into 12, 3. So I'm thinking maybe each one of these is a little over 2.5 inches. So I want to add a white rectangle inside. So I'm going to click on Shapes. Now for me, let me click off this real quick. This little Shapes icon disappears sometimes, and to get it back, I need to click on Home, and that will give me these shapes. So I want a rectangle, so I'm going to pick a square. I'm going to stick it in here. This over here where the cursor is now says Format Shape, Shape Options. Well, I'm going to see if I can make this height. I want it to be, let's say, 2.25. Width, I want it to be, let's say, 7. Okay, so now I've got this box for their names, but I don't want it to be blue. So I'm going to go to this paint can, and I'm going to do solid fill. I'm not going to do no fill because look what happens if I do no fill. It's transparent. I don't want it transparent. I'm going to do a solid fill. I'm going to come down to this where I can pick my color. I'm going to pick white. So now I've got this white rectangle, but I want that line a little bit bolder. So I'm going to make sure my line is black. And then I'm going to make this one a 6-point line. So now I've got this right here. And that just doesn't seem super great. So I'm going to make it be a little bit longer. And I'm going to do that just by stretching it. And then I'm going to make sure I have it centered. Okay, so now I've got my box right there. Like you can see me pointing, I'm pointing to my screen. And I need 3 more of them. So I'm going to click on them till I see those 4 arrows. And I'm going to copy 4. So I copy by doing Command C. Wait, Command C, Command C. Why are you not working? Okay, hold on. We're going to try it again. Command C, Command V. Okay, then Command V because I copied and pasted. Command V, Command V. So now I have 4 rectangles, and I'm going to stick them about where I think they need to go. Okay, make sure they're all centered. That one is not centered, so I'm going to use my arrows, or I could move it. I'm going to make sure these are all centered. So, okay, these are all centered, but I want to make sure this looks really super nice and professional. So I'm going to click on all of these by holding my command key down and clicking on each of these. I'm going to go to align with these all, they're all highlighted, ready to go. And I'm going to distribute vertically. So now that kind of made them all snap together so they're all in the same position. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little name strips ready to go. Now I want to add my cute little animal on this side. So I'm going to go to Insert, Picture from File. I'm going to go back to my downloads. And if you can't find it, make sure you come up to this little box and go Date Added, because then you're going to know it's something you just put in there today. So I know I see freebie right here. I'm going to open that up and like, oh, these are so cute. Okay. I think I'm just going to use this cute little turquoise. Ooh, these colors are way off. Okay, at this point, I might choose to go find a different background paper or a different little animal. So now I've got my little narwhal. He's on this strip. I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. Or, you know what? Also, sometimes if I really like the image, but it doesn't match my colors, I'm going to say sayonara, and I'm going to go back. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'm doing an ocean theme. So let's see if I do a little yellow guy, if that makes it better. No, just the hues are way off. So I'm not crazy about this, guys, but I'm just going to keep going with it because you get the general idea. Okay, so now I've got my little guy, and I'm going to do Command C, Command V, Command V, Command V. And I am doing 4 of these. I'm going to distribute them where I need them. I'm going to make sure they fit within the space of those table lines that I made earlier. Yeah, then I'm going to highlight all of them because I want them all to be in the same place. I'm going to go up here to align. Now, align isn't always up here for me. Sometimes it will have like a range. So I'll have to click that and find align, but I'm going to align all of these right. So now I know they're all aligned perfectly and I'm ready to go. Now I'm going to put the names in. So I'm going to make a text box, and I'm going to do that with my cursor off my page. I'm going to double click. Okay, so now I have a text box, and I'm just going to write Henry. So I've got Henry, and capitalize his name. But if you look up here, Henry's going to go from the right. I don't want him to go from the right. I'm going to highlight his name. I want him to be center. I also want to use KG Red Hands, and I want to make this really visible. So I'm going to go to like a 60-point font. And I put it on here, and I'm like, you know what? I want to do a bigger font. Let me go to 80 and see how I'm doing. I'm actually doing okay with my 80-point font. I'm going to leave it at that. And I have these, I don't know if you can see, but if you look, it's a little bit off center because I'm also trying to make up for my little narwhal being there. So I need to make 3 more names. So I'm going to do Command C, Command V, Command V, Command V. And I've got 3 Henrys that I made to go with my first Henry. So now I've got Henry, Henry, Henry on all of these. Well, I want to do my other kids' cubbies. I don't just want everybody to be Henry, even though Henry's super cute and I love him. I want to do, I want to do, I've got Henry there, so now I'm going to highlight this one and I'm going to change it to Lucy because she's on my class list. And Gloria and James. Okay, so now I have name strips for Henry, Lucy, Gloria, and James. So I've got this ready to go. Now, if I have more than 4 kids in my class, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do insert, duplicate slide, and I'm going to do Susie, Glenn. These aren't my real kids. I'm making these up. Betty. Oh, Betty, I didn't capitalize you. And George. Okay, and I would do that. I would duplicate the slide again and then retype in the names. Let's say, and this is a true thing, I'm going to duplicate the slide, and I have got this child in my class named Wednesday. And oh no, this does not fit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight the name. I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to pick a smaller font size. Not really Wednesday. Okay. And then I'm going to move Wednesday a little bit. And I'm going to kind of, because I don't want it to get too small, Wednesday barely fits. So I've got Wednesday, Tuesday, Lottie, and Frank. Okay, so now you can see by my thumbnails over here on the left, I've got my 12 kids right here. I'm going to move me real quick. Oh no, I just moved my guy. See if I can move me. No, I can't move me. So I want to print these out and get them ready to go. So I'm going to highlight the top one, hit shift, and then highlight the bottom one. It highlights all 3. I'm going to go up to File, Print. And since this is the only thing in my PowerPoint, I can print the whole thing, but I normally, because I have lots of things in one PowerPoint that I'll be working on, I will do selected slides. And then print, and then I wait for my printer and I print them out and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to stop this recording here and then I'll show you next steps. So I just printed out the name strips, and actually once they're printed, I kind of like this yellow narwhal on there because there's a little bit of yellow in the fuzzy polka dots. So I've got all of my name strips ready to go. I will now put these in laminating pockets, run them through the laminator, cut them out, and I'll show you what they look like when they are done and ready to be put on your cubbies. Okay, so I have run my cubby name strips, desk name strips, table name strips, whatever you want to use them for, because you can use them for anything. I've run them through the laminator, so the color's nice and bright. It's kind of reflecting off my ring light, but that's what it looks like. Now I'm just going to cut on those black lines, and presto changeo, already done it. And here they are, super cute. We've got James and Gloria and Lucy and Henry. So how easy was that? That took 15 minutes tops, and you've got all these cute name strips. If you need any help, just shoot me an email at teachpre101@gmail.com. I'll put my email down in the description, and I'll help you when I can and however often I can. But it's a great way to just personalize your classroom a little bit. And now I did my search for cute, colorful animals. You guys, whatever you want your theme to be, you can do cute cactuses or owls or community helpers, and you will probably find something free that you really like. If you're willing to pay, $3 to $5 for some premium clip art, go ahead and do that. But I hope I've just shown you how you can get background papers, fonts, and a lot of really cute clip art without spending a penny. Also, just so you know, I printed these on cardstock. So I print everything on cardstock. If I did it on plain printer paper, they would be super flimsy and they would not last. When I print things on cardstock, they last. It is definitely worth it. So if your school has some white cardstock, grab some or make these at school. If they don't, it's worth it to buy a ream of cardstock and print these at home or Kinko's or FedEx or whatever you're going to do. So that's all I have. Have a great rest of your summer.